Hello, it's Chaplain73. Thank you for joining me again today for another interview. I'm joined by Patrick over in the Netherlands. Hello, Patrick. How you doing?
Hello, Darren.
All
right.
I will just kick off with the questions, Patrick, if you don't mind. I just need you to tell the audience about who you are, what you do, and where you're based.
Well, my name is Patrick Leede, also known as the Recycle Warrior. I'm mainly a recycle artist. I live in The Hague, the Netherlands, and I do a bit of stencil art at the site too. But that's something I picked up in my youth, in my early punk youth, starting 1978. And yeah, I fell back into it when I first met the how do I say that right? Well, the whole SOSFA thing, you know. When I realised that was going on and that was a thing, yeah, I thought, well, I need to pick that up again. So, but that became a sidetrack.
Brilliant.
That's what I'm all about, mate. But recycle art.
Ideal. So, what made you become the Recycle Warrior, and what message do you have for people with regards recycling and art?
Well, there's a thing, because you say it nicely. What did make me become the Recycle Warrior? It was a bit of a process, actually, because I used to be a very, very busy and very well-paid club and party decoration artist. Right. I had an own company. I was decorating most parties around. Well, I live in The Hague, but Rotterdam, Amsterdam, I did a shitload and made good money. And then 10 years ago, I got robbed and beaten half to death at the first beach party of the summer. Oh, wow. And that was like in 2009 when we had the economic crash as well. Mm-hmm. So I lost everything I had. The system wasn't there for me. So I lost everything and I had to reinvent myself. And I had absolutely, you know, from making good fucking big money to absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. I started to look at waste materials, and I reinvented myself as a recycle artist and grew from there. Started with simple little things. Had to take a few years off on and off. Had to take care of my mum with Alzheimer, and had a terrible relationship, which took me out of a year not creating. And ever since I came back from all that, cleaned out all my debts in the last 2 years, and ever since this year, for me, it's like going one way, and it's only concentrating on my art from now on. And but I grew a lot in my art in the last 2 years. So yeah, I'm positive, and that's what I actually want to say to a young artist starting. Whatever people tell you, you know, if you've got a feeling you want to do it, go for it. It's a trial and error game. You know, but one thing, never give up. You know, there's always ways. When I'm stuck with certain projects and I'm thinking, what other artist has that technique and can I ask for help? I will ask him for that help. And especially within SOSFA, you know, there's so many people helping each other out. You know, that's, for me, that became also a way of life, actually. Really nice to join that gang as well. But so never give up, you know, just go and do your thing. And I don't care if you went to art school. I'd rather see you didn't go to art school, actually, because I see better artists who never went to art school with much more talent out there not being recognized because they didn't go to art school. You know, it's a shame. And so just go ahead and do it. Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, there has been a lot of snobbery and elitism in the art world, and I think that's one of the things that SOSFA has addressed by bringing the group of artists together that are, you know, involved in SOSFA, which to me is great. You know, it's making art more accessible. With regards to the recycling, obviously we live in a very wasteful world. What sort of is there a message behind your art about the waste that people create?
I'm going to fetch one piece I made lately and going to get that into You know, I make beautiful stuff, but I also make stuff with a statement. And
Hmm.
as you can see, this says rest in plastic.
Right.
And it's a school puking out tiny little toys.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, especially these little toys. I seriously have 7 suitcases filled up with these. Yeah. Um, Happy Meal shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's you know, it's a lure to lure the kids in to buy that product,
Hmm.
but it's 2 minutes playtime, and then it's another piece of plastic waste.
Yeah.
Everybody with kids got them, loads of them, shit, tiny little toys. They've got piles of them. So once a year, I just put out an advert on Facebook and saying, "Listen, time to clean up. It's springtime. Clean up the kids' room. Show them what I need." And then I get
Yeah.
bags full, and I can go on for another couple of years again. You know, I'm trying to say, like, say no to this. Don't buy the stuff.
Hmm.
You know, I'm trying to make people aware that we've created a problem by buying the shit,
Yeah, yeah.
accepting it in life.
Yeah.
You know, if you buy it, in the end, they will stop making it.
Yeah, I mean, 99% of people who are doing what you've asked, clearing their kids' toys out, most of it goes in the bin, doesn't it? Whereas in
Yeah,
your case, you're taking that and you're repurposing it into something, an item of beauty that somebody will hopefully collect and put on their shelf for many years,
exactly.
you know. So it's,
Oh,
yeah,
the thing is, I don't know if you've seen it. It's in a store now because I've got a storage selling my stuff at the moment. But I make these lamps. I glue all these little toys together to a foot stand, and
yeah,
I put
yeah.
a like
I've seen pictures of some of the lamps you've done. They're amazing.
yeah. Yeah, and you can tell little stories inside the whole thing, you know, by putting little toys together. And, you know, you can stare at them for hours and see new things. That's the funny thing. But the way I sell them, and sometimes, you know, I have it one time that I've got like, seriously, a giant bin bag full from one person.
Hmm.
And I asked them one question, and I asked them, like, how old are the kids now? Yeah, they're 10, and then the other one is 9, but yeah, they don't play with that stuff anymore. So, well, but the memories are still there. You know,
Hmm.
that was from Happy Meal when we went to the zoo with the family, and that was after we visited grandmother or whatever. But there's a shitload of memories connected to those little toys still.
Yeah,
And I show them what I do with them, and then I said, listen, this can be still be in the kids' bedroom, and they will cherish this for years to come. And then I sell them their own
yeah,
donated toys, and they buy the lamp back off me. So brilliant, mate.
yeah, yeah. Brilliant. That is perfect recycling, isn't it? It's
That's what I mean. But
yeah.
the beauty is, you know, there is the one lesson I did a lot of workshop with kids in the days, and what I used to do is I would bring in all computers and all other electronic waste materials.
Hmm.
Um, Bring a bunch of tools, no hammer, otherwise it would be only screwdrivers and stuff. So they have to unscrew everything, which is a learning process in itself. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you follow a different route just to get one thing out. But you know, and then make art with the little pieces coming out. You know,
Hmm.
and the most beautiful compliment I got because I just put a mat out on the floor and put everything on there and just go ahead, do your thing, and then I'll guide them from there. But go ahead,
Yeah.
you know. First hour taking things apart, last 2 hours making stuff. So you know, I help them out taking it apart at times, and but beautiful stuff is created. But so you're there, and I work on festivals, and you know, I'll get hired by school, but even on birthdays, and the best compliment I ever had was like a dad saying, sitting on the mat with his son saying, "Hey man, we could do this at home for your birthday as well." And I'm thinking, yeah, because that's the seed. Now that's for me what my art is all about. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the story I tell with the stuff. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
look at waste. Waste shouldn't even have to exist if we look at processes. You know, there should be a law say, saying, you know, now we can make a product, plastic product, and sell it, and you know, fuck them. But there should be a law saying, well, this product already exists. Is it really a better one? Is there a need for this product? Do we really have to produce this? This is create waste. What does this product do after usage? You know,
Yeah.
that should be But you know, we're living in an age where the big companies are in charge, and they're only about the money and producing and selling us more stuff. But do
Hmm.
we really need more stuff? You know, I don't need anything. With everything I buy, I really ask myself, do I need this? Do I desperately need this? Will this improve my life, or is this just a piece of junk which I'm buying to feel myself better or to make myself look more better towards other people? No, fuck that shit. You know, be aware of what your footprint is. You
Hmm.
know, I've stopped. You know, I've got people from England and from the UK, from the USA saying, "Oh, I've got shitloads and I want to send you some pieces." So,
Hmm.
you know, materials to work with. And I say no, because that's a way too big footprint to
Yeah.
send, you know, already damaging. And then you're sending it to me and it comes in by boat or by airplane. You know, that for me is a way too big footprint I'm leaving behind by accepting that stuff you're going to send me,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? So, yeah, so I'm trying to really live that life. And, you know, it makes it easier as well if you have less stuff. You don't have to worry about all that shit.
Yeah, very true. My wife calls ornaments dust collectors. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always referred to those little plastic toys that the kids have as Hoover fodder, which
Yeah,
just straight up the vacuum cleaner.
you know, the even worse ones are the ones you have to put together inside the chocolate eggs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
because they fall apart in little bits. Those are
yeah,
even worse.
yeah.
You know.
And Christmas crackers. Christmas crackers. They're always tiny
Yeah.
little plastic things that no one uses. No one, you look at for like 30 seconds on Christmas Day
Yeah,
when you
and
pull the
one,
cracker
and
and go, oh
yeah,
look, I've got a plastic fingernail or something, and you're like, that's it.
that's it. And
It's
it's
in the bin.
waste.
Yeah.
So don't buy the stuff, please.
Yeah. Capitalism and consumerism collide. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it will stop at some point, mate. It has to.
It has to. Yeah. It
The
certainly does.
system will collapse at some point. So
Hmm.
I'm just sitting it out and you know, trying to do good and trying to inspire people to change and, you know, have a look at their own lives and, you know, do I really need that new pair of jeans? Do I really need these new shoes? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Fighting the fight, the recycle warrior. You've already partly answered the next question, which is what advice would you give an artist starting out? And was there any advice that you received that you found useful or wish you'd either ignored?
No, well, you know, I had the luck that when everything stopped for me with the decorations and I was doing everything, you know, give me a sewing machine and I'll sew something together. When I lost it all, I came into a deep thing. But I had a best mate, and me and my best mate, we were an art collective together,
Hmm.
but we were actually a thing exactly like Slosper, only less bigger. And it was about 10 years ago. We were called, I don't know if you can see this, the WTC. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were called the White Trash Clan. We got banned from Facebook because of the name. That was also my last ban on Facebook, but that's not stuck aside. We were an art collective, and we invited. I used to do, you know, because of my party decorations. I used to decorate a lot of festivals, and
Hmm.
I was, you know how it goes. A lot of festival wants to have like artists doing free work, you know, during the festival, graffiti
Yeah.
artists, or you know, you can get into the art of, you know, the gig, you know, get into the
Yeah.
festival for free, leave your work behind, you know, fuck all that shit. But so I I used my mate Ben, who was an artist, to to bring me in contact with other artists, and because of him, he was in a way an all-purpose artist as well. But in the end, he was a recycle artist, and he showed me the ways. And he unfortunately took his own life uh,
Mhm.
7 years ago already, and that gave me the boost to move on from where he left.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I stepped into his place and like in his kind of work, and I grew from there. And so I was lucky that I had a real good source of inspiration from that.
Hmm.
You know, dear friend and a very inspiring person. Who I
taking such a big negative and turning it into a positive.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that goes back to the thing: never surrender, never give up, and just continue. If you sure you want to make something, now if you make it, people will buy it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole consumerism thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
play the system at its own game. Yeah.
Yeah, stay true to yourself.
So the next question is, if you could spend 24 hours with an artist, living or dead, who would you spend 24 hours with, and what would you get up to?
Well, actually, I've been thinking about that a lot. I can't choose between the next two, so I'm going to tell them both. One is, ever heard of Rummelty?
No.
Rummelty. He was in the same era as Busker. Well, you've seen the Masks on, mate. Well, he made loads of things like that, only much tougher, and in like the 80s, and in a complete different era. And he was doing exactly what I was doing, but he was also a rap artist and a graffiti artist, and he did a lot of things. Rammelzee, Rammelzee, Rammelzee. Look it up. Yeah, that was one of my first, when I saw his work, that became one of my inspirations to start with the bigger mask sculptures I make.
Right.
So, and the other one is Gaudi, and what I would do with him is just walk around the Sagrada, the cathedral, and just
Sagrada Familia, yeah.
Because for me, that's the most beautiful, amazing, inspirational building in the world. And
it is a thing of beauty. I went and visited a few years ago, and I was blown away by it. I was just speechless. It was
exactly. So I would just walk around with him and hear his stories about what he's got to tell about that building.
Yeah.
Just listen, no more.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a quick one, but yeah, that's
no. I can see where you're coming from with that last one. It's yeah, and I will check out the other guy. Thank you for that. And last question: what's in store for the future? Do you have anything you're working on or planning that you could share with us?
Well, I've lived in England in the 80s for a bit, and I always wanted to go back to England. Which was my plan for actually this year originally. What I was working to, but then COVID and you got screwed by Brexit mainly, but Brexit came between, and I'm just waiting for things to calm down and see to go from there. But my plan is to, I'll become 55 within a month, and I sell more art in the UK, and I've got more real friends in the UK than I have over here. And I've got one brother left. I've got no family left. Right. I've got no kids. I really want to base myself in the UK again at some point. That's my plan for the future. But as far as when that future will be, it's all uncertain at this point. So I'm just focusing at my art, creating more pieces. I was planning for us to do a solo show, but then I took another direction, and right now half of all my work is in a just recently opened shop in Moordrecht called Mrs. Bone. Really nice shop, and they've got half of my art hanging there on sale, and the other half I've got a professional photographer, and she's making pictures right now of all the other parts, and they're going on Katawiki auction. Because I did a test piece on there, which really, did a nice price, so to say, and do a few more tests on that. See if and then we'll see what the summer will bring, mate. Maybe we'll get to play outside again, and I can do a bit of workshops with the kids out again, and otherwise just I've learned to make.
You had a building, didn't you, a couple of years ago, that you invited people over to paint in or something?
Yeah, well, we had this. Well, the thing was, I'm also part of the Hague Street Art, a legal organisation. It's an organisation who is in between, say, like a city council and companies who want to have street art on their walls, and they give out the contracts, and so people get hired to do legal jobs, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm also a part of that, and we had a group show together, which I attended, and then all my stuff got sold to one woman on one night, and that was really nice. I really got some bad ideas there. The other artists weren't really too pleased about that, but things happen. But the good thing was, 2 weeks later, the woman called, and it turns out she was working for, or whatever she was working for, and we've had this old thing at the beach called Cake Down Beach Resort, and it was really old. It was, it's just like only elderly people came there, and it needed to have it. They were taking it all down, and we got offered to. Well, it was all empty and vacant already, so we got offered to do like street art with the whole organisation, but to paint it all one big theme, anti-plastic pollution, which is obviously, of course, completely my thing. And but I realised I'm not really a street artist, and we were asked to invite international artists in. So what did I do? I invited Sosva, and we had Curtis Pink flew all the way from New Mexico, made some amazing work. Ollie Killip, Blumprola came in, did some amazing work. Deanie Kennedy, Emmanuel Brault, and Darren Main came with the three of them. We had an amazing time, mate. And all the paint was sponsored, so we had a really good time. We had fun. Pasted all of the Hague with slaps, and we did some good work there. And in the end, I even won a little street art award.
All right.
Cool. I did some nice pieces as well. Well, everybody got an award in the end. But it was a really nice thing. So, yeah, it was amazing, mate. I had a restaurant which had an open view on the beach with a big closed terrace, so we can bring the dogs, and it was an amazing sport, and it's been damaged. It's all broken down now. It's a shame. I should have gone there to make some pictures afterwards because of the process of breaking it, tearing all the beautiful art down. But that was an amazing project which just fell in my lap, and I was really, really grateful to be able to bring in some sauce for people to come and paint, and have them stay over, meet new friends, make some real life friends instead of like this. So real lifelong friendships came from that as well. So, and I'm really trying to plan another one. I've got some legal walls, and I will try to get some kind of sponsoring going to get some extra paint. But but the thing is, I want to change it actually, because what I've done was what I'm doing now is like, because of SOSFA, we've got new regulations, and so I can't invite more than 2 or 3 people over at the same time. So everybody could do this. Open your house for a couch surfer this summer, in between, for SOSFA members, and that is what SOSFA summer camp will be all about this year. Invite another person, another artist over, saying if you want to come for a holiday, you want to save the money for a hotel cost. I've got a 3-bed or a couch to serve. Come meet new SOSFA members for real life. My house is open, but we can all do that. So this is out there now, guys.
It's
otherwise you can all come to me, but SOSFA summer camp has changed due to COVID regulations. So it's all up to us now. We can all do this. So that's a bit of inspiration going out there.
The revolution will be quarantined, as we say.
Exactly. Well, that was your quote, wasn't it? Which I put out there on the street. Yeah, it's still out there, mate.
Yeah, ideal. Well, it's been great. It's been great talking to you. It's been great getting to know you a bit better. I've seen your work for many years. I've seen it progress over many years, and it's been great to actually talk to you in person today. Thank you for giving me your time.
Yeah, thanks for that.
and I'm glad we could finally get together on a time to suit us both and have this chat.
It took us a while. We've been postponing a few times.
It did.
I've overslept a few times. Yeah, well, we're here
it
now.
Was worth it.
Viva Tosca.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And my message to you, if you're watching this, is if you like what you've seen, like what you've heard today, then please hit the subscribe button below and subscribe to my channel and support me on my journey interviewing artists from all over the world. Thank you very much and goodbye.